So good morning. I'm Diane Barrett. I'm here with the BE Collection and the specialty channel of Your Vote, Your Voice. And I'll introduce Barbara Brass. Oh, it's 7/20/2022.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak my piece. My name is Barbara Brass, and I am retired. I was a general contractor and an artist, and did a multitude of things and still do, and an activist. The title is Your Vote, Your Voice. I feel like we don't have a vote right now. I don't feel like we don't have a voice right now. It feels that the Supreme Court has taken over this country against what the country was founded as, the separation of church and state, one factor there, because church overruled or ruled in the Supreme Court decision, because we have lying Supreme Court justices. And that really frightens me and upsets me, angers me. And that's pretty much what my emotion has been in the last few years, since the horrific election of 2016. I see that this is continuing in our country, that abortion rights is just one more thing that has been taken away. Fortunately, not totally, because we do have states, a few in our country, that are taking over and making it right for people. And again, fortunately, we live in California, which is one of the better states. We listened to an attorney speak a couple of days ago about this whole issue of abortion rights and how it evolved, and Roe v. Wade, and how the last 50 years, the Republican Party has been working to overturn it. And they work the slow and long game, and they make it work. And that is something that I think the Democrats and the progressives need to understand, that it won't happen overnight, and it doesn't, but it sure did from one day to the next when the Supreme Court was in place and we were locked out. So we have to work the slow game, but it has to be a little faster, I think, than 50 years. I don't think we will survive 50 years if we keep doing things the way we've been doing them. I'm disappointed in the Democratic Party right now. I'm disappointed that we haven't codified Roe much sooner. I'm disappointed that things didn't happen during the Obama administration that should have happened, that could have happened, I believe. I'm not well versed in politics, but I definitely know that things, when you look at just the small picture of what the Republicans get done and how they get away with everything. An example today, or yesterday, or just this week, how many women were protesting, legislators were protesting in Washington, and they got arrested. People from the House and Senate in our country got arrested when thousands of people came to disrupt and pull a coup on our country January 6th. And most of those people are walking free. And most of them probably will walk free, the ones who are in high office. So we're living in really scary times to me. I don't relish living in this time at all. I'm trying to find hope. I look everywhere I can to find hope. Yesterday, we listened to Rebecca Solnit talking about climate, and she talked about everything else as well, but about climate. And the reason I wanted to hear her is because she did talk about hope, and I'm searching everywhere for that. So I listened to her. She talked about, she knows everything about everything, I do believe. And she said that we do have in this world all the tools it takes to reverse climate change, or to save ourselves, to save the planet. It's just a matter of will. And when I see, and I've seen for years as an adult, and as a conscious adult looking at politics, that the world basically is run by greed and power. And if it's not going to put money in someone's pocket, it really isn't worth their while in many cases. So we have to let all of the young people who are out there who believe that they can change it, make the changes, because I don't think they're as materially oriented as we are, or the generations before them. I look around, I'm even looking at the background of where I'm sitting and how much is there. And personally, I'd like to take everything down and just have blank walls right now, because I'm in the process of removing the extraneous bits and pieces in my life. And that means stuff. So our world is that way. Rebecca Solnit talked about, we need to minimalize. We need to look at experience and connection with people instead of gathering more goods. So that, to me, and I know I'm kind of rambling on, but it all does run together as the way the world looks to me right now. It's one of those situations where there's so much that can change for the better, but it takes the will of the people and the will of the governments and the leaders, and they're really not enough of them that are, to me, from my point of view, doing what can be done at this point. There should have been and could have been a whole lot more done on every level, in every aspect of our world, be it caring for others, the food crisis, the pollution crisis, the greed crisis, the power crisis. It's so disappointing to look at how humanity has evolved to this point. And I feel strongly that the 50 years that we're looking at since Roe was in so many ways turning everything in the wrong direction. But I want to hear people who know more than I do, like Rebecca Solnit and others, say that, yeah, there is hope and there is a possibility to make things better. And that's what I want to get behind. But it's hard to do that on a daily basis. It's hard when the news is filled with terrorism and horror and pure evil, from what I see. So I've tried to block that out. It's impossible to block it out. It truly is. Even if the news isn't on the television, I look at my computer every day and it filters through to me. So I know what's happening, and I'm sad about it. The abortion issue is just another one of those where here we are losing our ability to take care of ourselves, to do what we need to do. And as women, as people who can be pregnant, and that we need to be able to have more personal autonomy in that aspect of our lives, as well as probably many others that they're going to try to grab away from us or change. So it's frightening, scary for me. I wonder, I don't know a lot of young people. I have a niece and nephews who are in their 30s, and I'm almost afraid to ask them how they feel. I don't want to hear them say anything sad or negative, because I just want to apologize to them for what we as the people before them have created that is not positive. And I have to, I'd love to be able to just turn this whole thing around and say, yes, this is good, and that's good, and this is good, and that's good. And there is plenty of good. And I've read just this morning, I subscribe to Nice News, so I have to find something decent to look at and hear about and watch. And when you look at the progress and the positive that's been made over the last, as human beings, certainly, but in the last few hundred years, that things have changed. Many things have changed for the positive. So I grab that and I look at that. Our life expectancy has gone from, I think 100 years ago, it was in around 35 years. Now it's 72 years average life expectancy. So we consider that a positive. I'm not sure whether I agree necessarily, but we consider it, as the human race, a positive that our life expectancy is better. We have treatments for so many illnesses. We have the capacity to do so much good. And that's what I'm hoping to see in the future, that the capacity and the will and the ability to do it comes forth, and that we are out there doing the good and not letting 9 people at this point at the Supreme Court grab our rights away like they just did. So I think I covered everything I want to. I hope it makes some sense to people that might understand where I'm coming from. And that's kind of what I have to say at this moment.
So thank you. Thank you for doing that. You know, I was listening and I said, I'm proud to be a lesbian. And that we can have this voice, this forum, so to speak.